Hi, I'm Spencer Combs, and I thought I could share something with you from a practical and actual personal situation that might be beneficial to everyone out there that watches some of these videos that we put together. I want to, just a few minutes from now, I'm going to be leaving and headed to Charleston, South Carolina. And there we're going to be paying respects and laying to rest a lady that I knew pretty much a little over a decade. Pretty much grafted me into the rest of her family down there as well, and for that I'm very grateful. When I got the news that she was passing, she wasn't going to be able to make it, I had to immediately in my mind, and as a coach, you know, I do all this kind of stuff in my head, and I'm thinking, how do you deal with a loss? How do you deal with that situation when someone's gone? You know, they're not going to be back. What do you do? And immediately, of course, you know, training and experience has taught that you have to fill that as much as possible with memories and with what are you carrying forward in spite of their void physically. What do you carry forward? And so and this is really coming from my perspective. I don't know if this is anyone else that actually experiences the same thoughts, but this is just my perspective, and I thought I'd share. And I thought about, and as I reflected on Granny Doris and started thinking about who she was, she really has a message that I thought was incredibly relevant to especially this day and age. To my generation, to the generation just before me, and the generation behind me and those coming behind it. She really has a specific message that I thought, at least that I'm carrying forward. She had an incredible ability to defy the odds constantly. I don't know all the stories from before I knew her, but she moved forward in spite of overwhelming circumstances in a lot of areas. You know, raising children on her own during that time frame that was probably not well supported, but she was doing it. She did it. She defied the odds all the way to the very last breath. And if you didn't know her, I'm just trying to build a picture for you to realize, they told her, actually I remember, I think it was a year ago or so, any day she could pass away, any day, right? She kept on kicking. I mean, she was pushing along. And then she had her last little fight here that took 25 days from the time that she went into the hospital. But that last little stretch, they put her in a hospice, she won't make it through the weekend. Then it was, she won't make it for the next day. She won't make it for the next few hours. She won't make it for... She kept on and on pressing and pushing and defying the odds regardless of the circumstance. So it doesn't take an economist to figure out that in today's day and age we've got major financial issues. It doesn't take a sociologist to figure out that families are falling apart all over the place. People can't find work. People can't... The odds are stacked against us unbelievably nowadays. And if you wanted to just be part of the statistics and part of the odds, that's not hard to do. But if I wanted to step up and defy the odds, I'm going to have to reach in and grab that inner Granny Doris, if you will. That part of me that's not going to settle for where we're at. And that's the message, that's the story, that's the labeling that I'm going to take from this scenario from Granny. But now, let me take it a step further, because it doesn't just stop there. See, most people would see it because she was obstinate and hard-headed. I don't necessarily believe that. I think the hard-headedness and the obstinate piece that made her press forward was not because she just wanted to be hard-headed. We know plenty of people like that. No, Granny, she had a huge family. She had a large family. She loved, and she loved being loved. She loved having that love. I mean, it was what drove her forward. And she had a purpose. She had a reason for staying on this earth and doing something. And she did it all the way to the last minute. 85 years old. People loving her. And her giving that love. She had her children. Her grandchildren. Her great-grandchildren. And even people that weren't really even part of her family. I'm one of those people. Without fail, I got a gift at Christmas. We were called on birthdays. That sense of mission and love and purpose in her life is what continued to move her forward. And that's why she pressed against the odds. So after we lay her to rest today, I'm going to give my wife a kiss. I'm going to defy the odds. I'm going to make sure that we carry the Granny Doris forward in that sense of mission and passion, that you can have a great family life. Make it what you want. You can have the finances you want. You can have the health you want. In spite of all the garbage that they feed us on a regular basis that we so easily grab a hold of. In spite of all the odds going against us, I'm going to reach into that passion that she showed and press forward. Pressing on, moving forward. That's been a mantra of mine now for probably 6 years, and it's kind of caught on with quite a few other people, but that's what I'm taking from Granny Doris, and that's why I want to do this little tribute. Because regardless of where you are in your life, we can press forward. We can take that memory and use it for fuel. So that's what I'm going to do. I guess now I just want to challenge you to ask yourself, maybe if you knew Granny, great. If you didn't know Granny, I'm sure you probably know someone of her, and if you don't, now you do. What are you going to do with it? What's driving you forward? Do you want to just be a part of the statistics, be a part of the odds? Or do you want to be one of those people that steps up like Granny Doris and defies them, moves forward because of a sense of mission and purpose in your life, knowing that God put you here for a reason? That's what I'm choosing. So, thank you, Granny. Even though I can't see you face to face and say that, moving forward.